We are back once again, guys, right here on the channel, and we're here to do Smackdown Live. Honestly, Smackdown tonight, if I want to be honest, it really wasn't that good of a show. I wanted to try and think that if this show did have, like, positives, but in the reality of it, there really wasn't many. We had the burial of the Iconics tonight. Charlotte is pretty much now Becky Lynch, because that seems to be the character she's portraying. She's portraying a similar character as Becky Lynch, and now the crowd loves Charlotte. We had a Thanksgiving feast fight, which was a joke. And Randy Orton and Rey Mysterio were the main event. I don't look at that as a pretty good show. Probably the only good thing was Daniel Bryan and what he did, but let's run down everything. Charlotte Flair, she started off the show, she addressed her actions, and she basically did it for Becky Lynch, and she did it for the brand. Everything she did was for the brand and for her friend Becky. Becky chants were raining out as always. So Paige then comes out and she tells Charlotte that she had to be fined for what she did. She had to be fined. Being trapped in this little room is not fun. It's not fun. I'm telling you, it's not fun at all. Barely any room in here to move around. My neck was getting sore. Charlotte got fined, and I want to talk about this fine for a minute. You guys remember when Brock Lesnar destroyed Randy Orton in 2016? How much money was Brock Lesnar fined? $10,000 for nearly killing Randy Orton. But all Charlotte did was push 5 referees. All she did was push 5 referees that were in her way, and she gets fined $100,000. $100,000 just for pushing a few referees. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, like, I didn't like that. I think $10,000 would easily be enough for Charlotte. But whatever. She got fined. Charlotte didn't care. The Iconics, and as soon as I heard their music, I was rolling my eyes, because I knew what was going to happen next. The Iconics come out and they make fun of Charlotte for going into her little trance on Ronda Rousey. Then they said that we did love what you did, but this is now a new time. Charlotte then challenges one member of the Iconics, and she said, "I'm going to bash you up just like you were Ronda Rousey." So we get Charlotte versus Billie Kay, and Charlotte dispatches of Billie Kay in an instant. Just, you know, I just don't know what to say. And as soon as Charlotte dispatches of Billie Kay, then she goats Peyton Royce. She goats Peyton Royce into getting in the ring. And then we get Charlotte Flair versus Peyton Royce. And Charlotte beats Peyton Royce by a disqualification because Billie Kay gets involved. They both try to gang up on the Queen. Then, and this is something stupid, like, they go to grab a chair, and then the timekeeper takes the chair away from them. So of all the times, so every other time that the timekeeper gets his chair taken away from him, he, all of a sudden, he does it now. He does it against Billie Kay and Peyton Royce. The one time where, I just don't get it. So, they get the chair taken away from them, and this gives Charlotte time to spear both women and just completely demolish and destroy them afterwards. I just didn't care. The Iconics are just a dead and buried team. Good luck, Lars Sullivan, when you make the main roster, man. I hope you do better than the Iconics. Shane McMahon and The Miz. The Miz wants to be a tag team with Shane McMahon. This was just stupid. Honestly, I didn't like this one single bit. It's not because I don't like The Miz. It's because I just didn't like the idea of him being a tag team with Shane McMahon. Miz brings out two local competitors. He brings two locals, the Bryant brothers. Brings out these two local jobbers. And The Miz loses. The Miz loses. He's too busy showing off to Shane McMahon. He's too busy trying to suck up to Shane McMahon. And I don't even know their names. One of the Bryant brothers got a roll up on The Miz. And he pins The Miz. The Miz looked like an absolute moron. Honestly, this was stupid. I got nothing to say. On this. It was absolutely ridiculous. The New Day versus the Bar Show, or the whatever their name is. The Big Show and the Bar Show, whatever. In a Thanksgiving feast fight. More piss jokes to the AOP when the Bar came out. And Xavier Woods came out with a shirt on that said 6-1, which is basically saying that Smackdown was not clean sweep at the Survivor Series, which is 100% true. They did not get 6-0'd at Survivor Series, because I did watch the pre-show. And they were pissed off that their pre-show match didn't count, so Xavier Woods made a t-shirt called 6-1. And Xavier Woods has definitely been reminding us on Twitter. He's definitely been reminding us a lot on Twitter that it's 6-1. So the Bar come out. They didn't want to do this, but then they make piss jokes at the AOP and Drake Maverick. And then the match begins. The New Day get the victory here. Just completely embarrassing the Bar at the end of this by just throwing a bunch of cakes or whatever it was at Cesaro. Asuka and Naomi versus Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. If there is one thing, can I at least rant on something, please? I can't stand Corey Graves. I can't stand him. I don't know why people go on and talk about how great of a heel commentator he is. Sure, he's tolerable on Raw. That, like, Corey Graves, when I listen to him on Monday Night Raw, he's not that annoying. He's just neutral. Well, he's still a heel commentator, but he's not as annoying. But on SmackDown Live, he is downright nauseating. He's downright nauseating on SmackDown. He has when Mandy Rose is in the ring, when The Miz is in the ring. I mean, I understand he's being a heel, but there are times where I just want the guy to shut up. Seriously. There are times where I want the guy to just shut his damn mouth and actually commentate. The guy doesn't commentate. All he wants to do is talk about Mandy Rose, Mandy Rose, Mandy Rose, Mandy Rose, Mandy Rose. She's God's greatest creation. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. She's God's greatest creation. She's a beautiful woman with blonde hair. I know, Corey Graves. Is that the only reason why you like Mandy Rose? I can give out more than one reason why I like Mandy Rose. I don't like Mandy Rose just because she's an attractive blonde. And I've never said on this channel, I have never once on this channel said I like Mandy Rose because she's hot. I like Mandy Rose because I know she's a future champion. She's the future of this company. She's a great talent. She's grown in the ring so much. With only being in the WWE for 1 year. And this is how you celebrate their 1 year anniversary. You have them lose to Asuka and Naomi. All because you're building tension between Deville and Rose. And I just can't. I'm sorry. I just don't like Corey Graves. I don't like him. I don't understand why people like Corey Graves. He's just annoying. Daniel Bryan talks about why he did what he did. You know, it was a good promo by Daniel Bryan. And he proclaims that the Yes Movement is dead. The old Daniel Bryan, the Daniel Bryan that everybody loved, is dead. And this is a new Daniel Bryan. It was a great promo. I'll give him that. And then finally we had Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. Man, I loved that RKO. God, I loved that RKO that Randy Orton did on the floor, man. Randy Orton's a legend. Randy Orton is a legend. He's a future Hall of Famer, man. Randy Orton, this guy, I have loved him since 2004, since I first started wrestling. Since I first started watching wrestling, this was the guy that I focused all my attention on. This guy was great. And he still is great. I can't wait till the day that Randy Orton goes into the Hall of Fame, because he's got it all. That beautiful RKO on the ground was beautiful. And then he RKOs Rey Mysterio again for the victory, and he rips off his mask at the end as well. Being a fantastic heel. Randy Orton turning heel was the best thing for this guy's career. He was getting kind of boring as a babyface, even though I don't care whether Randy Orton's a babyface or a heel, but I will agree, this heel turn has definitely worked out for him. So no guys, that's basically it for my SmackDown review. Actually, there's one thing I want to talk about. Now, I don't want to rant on this too much, so I don't want to go on a big ass tirade about all this, but I just want to mention something real quick out of the concept of SmackDown. There is one thing I think people need to understand. When it comes to supporting wrestlers or cheering or booing wrestlers, you do it because you like or hate that wrestler. Charlotte is now being cheered, even though everybody hated her when she feuded with Becky Lynch. Okay? That's step one. That's wrong number one. If you hated Charlotte, you hate her. Everybody knows Charlotte is one of Vince's girls. So why is it all of a sudden you're now cheering her? That's number one. Number two is the fact that I hate people changing their minds all the time. I mean, If you're a big fan of a wrestler, what do you do? Do you support them through and through? Or do you stab them in the back because they do one thing to another one of your favorites? Or do you blame WWE Creative? Because I wanted to talk about this in a separate video, but I think a lot of people may take this the wrong way. I don't care who the fans cheer for, and I don't care who they hate. I don't. But the one thing I have a problem with is why they decide to hate certain wrestlers. Give Alexa Bliss as the example. Everybody loved her in NXT, and everybody loved her on Smackdown Live. And as soon as she came to Monday Night Raw, she became the most hated female by fans. And why is that? Is it because WWE Creative put so many women's titles on her? Or is it because she's not a good wrestler? I mean, that's the thing I don't get about the WWE Universe, or about this fan base. Why go liking someone in NXT and SmackDown Live, and then all of a sudden you just completely do a 180 on them, and completely turn your back on them? The thing is, loyalty is everything when it comes to supporting your favorite wrestlers. I have never once turned my back on Randy Orton. I call Randy Orton my idol. Randy Orton's a guy that I've been watching, like I just told you, since 2004, since I started watching this company. I have never once said that I hate Randy Orton. I can't stand him anymore. I have never once said that. But you people had the gall to go ahead and do it to Alexa Bliss, even though you have liked her. Listen, I don't care if you don't like Alexa Bliss. Okay? I don't care if you like Alexa Bliss. I don't care if you hate Alexa Bliss. The fact is I've been getting people doing the same thing to me with Ronda Rousey. Oh, stop the hate with Ronda Rousey. You know? People tell me to stop the hate with Ronda Rousey. Well, why can't you do that with Bliss? You give Bliss a hard time, but when we give Ronda a hard time, you have a go at the people that give Ronda a hard time, but then you have a go at people who give Alexa. But then you guys give Alexa a hard time. I'm just saying. I'm not having an argument with anybody. I'm just wanting to know. That's it. That's basically all I want to say here. I'm just asking. I'm not shitting on anyone. I'm just asking a question. I'm the type of person that asks questions, and all I want is answers. I feel like no one respects other people's opinions. We need to start having this place full of opinions. We all have our different likes and dislikes. That's basically what I want to say. Thank you all so much for listening. If you guys did enjoy the review, hit the thumbs up. Comment your opinions down below as well. And if you haven't followed me on Twitter yet, be sure to do so at pvalentine95. Be sure to check out my previous videos, my Raw review, and amongst other things if you haven't seen it. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all. Soon. Because next week, guys, I will tell you guys this. The next time I do my Raw review, I will be back home. Because my parents will be back home this coming Sunday. So I will be back home then. So this will be the last time you'll be seeing me in this little room. See you guys later.